All right. All right. We are live on YouTube now. All right. You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses in your own behalf by subpoena, the right to testify and offer other evidence in your defense should you choose to do so. But should you choose not to do so, no presumption of your guilt will be raised. You have the right to have an attorney represent you, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent each one of you. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending the prosecution of the case, which may be cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash together with applicable mandated fees to the sheriff's office, who will hold it until your final court date, at which time the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted it. If you use a commercial bonding company approved by the sheriff, someone will have to pay the company up to 15% of the total bond as their fee for their service. This fee will not be returned. Someone may post a bond using their property if they have net equity in the property in an amount equal to 3 times the total amount of the bond. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to or around certain places. This special condition will be provided to you on a separate form. You will also be prohibited from calling or having contact with the victim while you are in jail. Should you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you would not be entitled to another bond while you are awaiting trial. An additional charge of aggravated stalking, influencing a witness, or other charges as the law may provide could be brought against you, for which you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison and fined up to $10,000. For family members who will be assisting you in posting bond, they will be provided information on your bond amount after we have concluded this calendar. If a family member is a victim on the warrant and there is a special condition that you are to have no contact with that family member, he or she will not be allowed to post the bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set a bond. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a superior court judge, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set a bond if it is a felony charge or a misdemeanor battery charge. Your bond could be reconsidered after your probation officer has an opportunity to determine if they wish to file a warrant for a violation of your probation, usually during your preliminary hearing. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there is enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained until such time as your case goes to trial. For those of you that are charged with misdemeanors only, you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Waiving your hearing will not affect your right to post bond, your right to have an attorney appointed to represent you if you qualify, or your right to a jury trial. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived and you will be mailed a notice when to appear in the state court for your arraignment. If you cannot make bond, you may waive your preliminary hearing and be taken before a state court judge, at which time, if you plead guilty, you will be sentenced. If you plead not guilty, a trial will be scheduled. For misdemeanor charges, the preliminary hearing held here in Magistrate Court is scheduled for July 14th. For felony charges, your preliminary hearing will be set for July 13th. But if you have misdemeanor charges, I will ask you if you want to waive your preliminary hearing to expedite your case to state court. If you have a felony charge, you will have to wait to speak with an attorney first before you decide whether or not to waive your preliminary hearing. Let me have all of the defendants please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the information you provided on your application for court-appointed counsel is true and correct? If so, say I do. And I need the jail to unmute the laptop there. All right, if so, say I do.
I do.
All right, thank you. And I am going to start with Patricia Powell.
She's in medical, Your Honor. He's hooking it up and she'll be hooked up in a second.
Okay, I let them know I was going to do her first. I have her attorney present here on the Zoom.
Yes, I'm clear. He's hooking it up now. She's in medical.
Okay.
He has to hook up the other devices. You're doing it first. He almost has it hooked up.
Okay. So will it be another computer that's going to log in?
Yes.
Okay.
Just
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you.
after you finish the person in medical, do you want to do the females first for both days? Or
If that's what works best for you all, I can do it either.
and
Whatever is most convenient for you all there.
yes, ma'am. If we could do the females after that first one in medical
Okay.
for both days, okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Seemed like they logged on, but went away.
You can't talk now. We on YouTube. All right. Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right, are you Miss Patricia Powell?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good afternoon, ma'am. And I have your attorney, the Honorable Terrell Dark. He is also present on the Zoom. Are you able to see him?
Okay, yes, a little bit, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so this is your first appearance hearing. I want to advise you that you are charged with criminal damage to property in the second degree. Your bond is set at $5,000. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Also, to have no violence or harassing contact with Kiera, which is K-I-E-R-R-A Peterson. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Dark, do you waive formal reading of the charges?
Yes, Your Honor. And if I could, I'm not sure how you all do it, but if I could also just be heard on bond whenever the time is appropriate.
Yes, did you have some, you may proceed with that.
Yes, Your Honor. I was asking for a deviation from the preset amount or the amount that the court has imposed, requesting either a $1,500 signature bond or a $1,000 good bond. Ms. Powell has strong ties to the community. She has been in Georgia since 1988. All of her family lives and resides here. She has a good address. The address that's actually listed on her warrant is where she resides. Your Honor, she's currently unemployed, although she and her family were able to pool together resources and take out a small loan to retain me. I do know that the $5,000 good bond would be very difficult for her family to come up with. Additionally, Your Honor, she has several medical issues which prevent her ability to work and also her ability to just simply provide for herself. She has an open wound on her foot as we speak, Your Honor. It is a diabetic ulcer. She has diabetes as well as a few other health conditions, including high blood pressure. As far as the underlying conditions of the warrant, it stems from a situation where there was an altercation between the defendant's younger sister and her girlfriend. The listed victim is Kiera Peterson. Apparently, Ms. Peterson was attempting to leave the residence in a sort of violent and hurried manner, which endangered Ms. Powell and her son. Ms. Powell attempted to get her son free from the situation and also just kind of let Ms. Peterson know that she was actually backing up kind of into her and her son, and that's where the damage came from. She is willing to make amends and restitution for the victim at a later date if that has not already taken place. But Your Honor, that's the basis for our request for either a $1,500 signature bond or, if the court is inclined, a $1,000 good bond.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dark. And I will take that into consideration. We do not issue signature bonds on felony charges. This is a felony. But what I will do is I'll cut the bond in half. So I will, the bond will be $2,500.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And let me see. The preliminary hearing is set for July 13th. It's going to be at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201, which I'm pretty sure it'll probably still be on Zoom, but for right now, but it will be on that date, July 13th at 8 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. And will you be presiding over that preliminary hearing?
I'm not sure at this point which judge is going to be presiding over. I don't have the calendar, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good day.
You too, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right, and thank you, Ms. Powell.
All right, Judge.
and then I'm going to do the other females.
Hey, Tyree. Okay, so the jail is coming on right now.
Okay.
All right.
Who do you want first, Your Honor?
I'm gonna do all the females.
Right, which female do you want first?
Chardonnay Campbell.
Campbell.
All right, good morning, ma'am. And after Miss Campbell will be Zanitra Jones. Ms. Campbell, you are charged with violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Your bond is $5,000. Possession of a weapon during a crime, $10,000. Driving on a suspended or revoked license, $1,500 bond. And a stop sign or yield sign violation, a $500 bond. Ma'am, do you waive the formal reading of the charges or do you want them read to you?
The formal reading, what the police officer read to me?
Yes. Do you waive the formal reading or do you want them read to you?
I'll waive that because I've already heard it.
All right. And ma'am, do you believe that you will be able to post your bond?
Yes, and then I also had some questions about those charges as well.
Hold on just a moment. You do have a special condition on your bond not to violate any laws while you are out on bond, and your preliminary hearing is going to be set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Did you have a question about your bond, ma'am?
I did have a question about the charges, Your Honor. Will I have to handle that in court because the weapon was not mine?
Yes. So any defense you have, I've appointed an attorney to represent you. So you'll be able to speak with them about your case and any defenses you have. And then your next hearing is July 13th.
Okay, and I do have a bond for the charges.
Right. So the total for all the charges, let me see, is $17,000
Okay.
for all four. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Then I have Zanitra Jones. And after Miss Jones, looks like Sharika Cotton has bonded out. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then next would be Rodrika Gwaltney.
Got me? What?
Yes.
Okay. Come on, Ms. Gordon.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Miss Jones, good afternoon. You are charged with battery, family violence. Your bond is $4,000. Do you waive the formal reading of the charges or do you want them read to you?
You can read them.
All right. Indicates that on May 25th, 2020, that you did jab and puncture the right arm of Stephen Cleveland with a slim L-shaped instrument with a round end, causing superficial injuries and lacerations. Jones and Cleveland reside together at the residence. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Stephen Cleveland, not to return to or go upon the premises located at 5714 Rockingwood Trace in Atlanta. And if you have any personal belongings at that residence, you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff's office. They can take you back to get your personal belongings. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Also, not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing? Your preliminary hearing would be set for July 14th here in Magistrate Court, or you can waive that hearing to expedite your case to state court.
Fine.
Okay, I will set it for July 14th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. If you speak with your attorney before then, or if you bond out, it'll automatically be waived and you'll get your next court date in the mail. Thank you, ma'am.
Judge Fox,
Yes,
is it a possibility, since Deputy Filbert is down there in medical, you can finish the rest of the people in medical?
I can. Yes.
I have a question.
Okay, she's finished. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Come on. I'll answer your question. Deputy Terry, tell Deputy Filbert that she's gonna finish the people all in medical first,
She's
okay?
gonna do all medical first.
Okay,
That's why
so,
she like to come up.
Ms. Conley, what's your question? I'm sorry, what's your question?
All right. Come on, we're gonna go with her. Judge Fox, while he's finishing hooking that back up, moving the thing, we're gonna go ahead and continue with the females that you were calling.
Oh, okay.
So,
Rodrika Gwaltney.
yes, ma'am, she's coming.
Yes,
And then next will be Tyzera Huey. Good afternoon, ma'am. You are charged with battery, family violence. Your bond is $4,000 on that charge. Giving a false name, address, or date of birth, your bond is $1,500. And disorderly conduct, your bond is $1,500. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
I don't understand that question.
All right,
Sorry.
I'll read your charges to you. It says that you did with the intent to hit and grab the victim, Tavares Lawrence, your living boyfriend, during a verbal argument at his job, and began to act in a violent and tumultuous manner, yelling obscenities and pulling a knife from your purse, causing the victim and his supervisor, Alan Wimberly, to physically restrain you and place the victim and witness in reasonable fear of their life. Upon asking the offender her name and date of birth, she verbally stated that her name was Naomi Mitchell, December 1st, 1993, and upon further investigation, she then stated that her name was Rosebud Adams, March 24th, 98, and upon checking both names on GCIC via dispatch, it was revealed that both names were not valid, and the offender later stated that her name was Rodrika Gwaltney, March 28th, 97, which was confirmed on GCIC. The victim was not injured. Ma'am, you have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Tavares Lawrence and not to violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you believe you'll be able to post your bond, ma'am?
Yes,
Hold on, ma'am. And also, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing to expedite your case to state court?
I don't understand that.
Your preliminary hearing would be set for July 14th, or you can waive that hearing to expedite your case to state court.
I'm gonna
Okay,
just
come on,
get a
Ms.
court date.
So I will set it for July 14th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, come
Who
on.
your master? Who your master?
Next, Tyzera Huey.
Huey.
He's still in the setup. Ms. Hughes, please. Take her place. That's what she can hear.
Yellow.
All right, and then after Miss Huey will be, looks like Miss Hutt has already bonded out. It will be Teresia Malone.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Malone.
All right, Ms. Hewley, you, good afternoon. Ma'am, you are charged with violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Your bond on that charge is $10,000. Possession of a weapon during a crime, your bond is $10,000. Do you waive the formal reading of the charges or do you want them read to you?
I know what the charges are.
Okay. You also have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Your preliminary hearing is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
All
So,
right, so Teresia Malone. And then after Miss Malone will be Joanne Wright. All right, good afternoon, ma'am. You are charged with conspiracy to commit a crime. Your bond is $6,000. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Ma'am, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
can you read it to me?
All right, it says that you did in concert with another person conspire to commit false official certificates or writings, official code of Georgia 16-10-25, and did commit an overt act to affect the object of the conspiracy. Do you believe you'll be able to post your bond, ma'am?
Yes, my attorney was supposed to.
All right, and your preliminary hearing is July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201, July 13th at 8 in courtroom 201. And any specifics about the case, you'll have to speak with your attorney about that. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Joanne Wright.
Right. Who you on? That was the first thing I said. Who is it? It's right. Like it's called.
All right, good afternoon, ma'am. You are charged with reckless conduct. Your bond is $2,000. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are on bond. Ma'am, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or would you like them read to you?
You can read them.
Ms. Wright, take the case now.
All right, it indicates that on June 4th, 2020, Officer Dixon responded to 6023 South Terminal Byway, the Park Atlanta South parking deck on a 2-year-old found child. Upon arrival, the officer was met by an employee, Evelyn Stewart, who found the 2-year-old wandering in an active parking lot. Atlanta police responded on 3 occasions where the mother failed to monitor the safety and security of her little girl. The child was found wandering around the airport in 3 locations. First location, the main terminal. Second location, hold on. The second location, Atrium Food Court and Shops, and third location, South Parking Deck, which is across the street from the airport. At no point did Ms. Wright notify Atlanta police nor airport officials on her daughter being missing. All right, do you believe you can post your $2,000 bond? All right. And ma'am, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing to expedite your case to state court, or do you want to have your hearing on July 14th?
Can you explain the bond a little bit?
Judge Fox, I don't think she's clear.
All right, the bond is $2,000 and I'll set your preliminary hearing. It will be July 14th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. July 14th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Wright, put the pen down.
Was that it? Did you all have any other females?
Hold on, I think that's all the females that we have.
Okay, because I think that's all I had.
Hold on 1 second, Judge Fox.
Okay.
Knox, I'm ready with medical whenever you are. Oh, Judge Fox, I'm ready with the medical people whenever you are, or after
Okay.
they're finished.
I'm ready. Just let me know who's the first person you all have.
Okay. Judge Fox, this is Brandy Simmons.
What?
She's on page
Oh.
June 5th.
Okay.
Okay,
Didn't go.
didn't go. All right, let me find hers.
Okay.
Brandy Simmons. All right. Ms. Simmons, you are charged with theft by taking motor vehicle. Your bond on that charge is $10,000. And let's see, no license. Your bond is $1,000. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are on bond. Ma'am, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or would you like them read to you?
No, I waived it.
Okay. Do you believe you can post your bond, ma'am?
No, ma'am. But my boyfriend, he's not gonna pursue the charges.
Oh, ma'am, no.
Okay. Well, you'll have to talk with your attorney about that. I've appointed everyone a court-appointed attorney. Your preliminary hearing is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You may ask her. Okay, now you can.
Okay, now you are going back to medical.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I got Wells Dimitri, Judge.
Okay. All right. All right, Mr. Wells, you are charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $2,000 on that charge. You have a special condition to have no violence or harassing contact with Cynthia Point du jour, and also not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Is
Do you
that yes?
understand?
No.
You understand you're to have no violent or harassing contact with Cynthia Point du jour. All right, and not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Do you think you can post your $2,000 bond? All right. I can't really hear. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Judge, she wants them read.
All right. It says that you did commit the act of criminal trespass against the victim, your fiance, Cynthia Point du jour, by throwing and breaking multiple items in the couple's shared room at the incident location. This occurring in Clayton County. The room was in total disarray and multiple items broken, including dumping garbage on the carpet. This was less than $500. All right. And sir, you can have a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing to expedite your case to state court.
You want to waive your hearing or you want to have it? Judge, what's the dates again?
The preliminary hearing would be July 14th. If it goes
July
to,
14th.
if he waives it to state court, he would get a hearing before then to try to resolve his case.
You want to do the hearing?
All right, so it will be set for 8 o'clock
The hearing is July 14th at 8.
on July 14th, courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
All right, Judge.
All right, who you got next?
All right, let me roll it over there. I'll be back to explain to y'all.
You have someone else in medical?
Yeah, Judge, I just got to move the screen.
Okay.
Hold on a second, Judge. I just got to move the screen. All right. This ain't gonna work. Hey, Collier.
Judge Fox,
Yes,
who was the gentleman that you just did in medical?
I just did Dimitri Wells.
Okay.
Judge, I got Wilson. What's your first name? Pierre Wilson.
Okay, I'm ready. All right, good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. You are charged with interference with government property. Oh, the screen went away.
Yeah, Judge, she don't have a shirt.
All right,
Is that okay, or you want me to put it back on?
that's fine. As
Okay.
long as he can hear me, he
Yes,
can
ma'am.
see me. Sir, your bond is $5,000.
Your
And
bond
you
is
have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Sir, do you believe you'll be able to post your bond?
You think you'll be able to make your bond?
Your
It's
preliminary
a bond
hearing,
hearing.
sir, is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Your bond is $5,000, okay? All right. All right, Judge, hold on 1 second. I gotta move the screen again. What's your name? Bartholomew what?
Miller,
Yes.
all right, I got him.
All right.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Miller. Can he see me?
Yeah, Judge, hold on 1 second. Let me move the camera. Was this not on? Okay, hold on 1 second.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Miller. You are charged with simple battery. Your bond is $4,000. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Barbara McPherson. Also not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
You can have no contact with Barbara.
Barbara McPherson.
Huh?
All right.
What you want to
Sir,
ask her? Yeah, what do you want to ask her?
Does he waive the formal reading of his charges, or do you want your charges read to you,
Do you
sir?
want your charges read? Yes, Judge, he said he wants his charges read.
All right, sir, the warrant indicates that you intentionally threw punches at Barbara McPherson, striking the victim in the neck and face area. The offender then pushed the victim over on the ground. The victim did not have any physical bruises or marks. The victim is the offender's caregiver. They both live in the same residence. This incident is family violence and occurred in Clayton County. Sir, your bond is $4,000. Do you want to waive your preliminary hearing? Your preliminary hearing will be set here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing and expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive the hearing, or do you want to have it on July 14th?
Judge, you can give him a preliminary hearing.
All right, it will be July 14th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Judge Fox, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you have Corey Gibson as bonded out already? Because he said that someone told him that he's still here, but someone told him that someone had already posted his bond.
Oh, I wouldn't know that.
You don't have his paperwork?
Oh, do I have his paperwork, Corey Gibson? Let me see.
You do, then
I have his paperwork for driving on a suspended license. I do have it, but
we'll just keep.
Someone posted his bond, I don't know.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we'll just continue. So when you're ready, we can start from June 5th at the top with Mr. Bernard.
I thought there was a Ryan Hollis in medical and a Brandon White.
Hold on 1 second. There is showing Deputy Filbert. Hold on 1 second, Judge Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there a Ryan Hollis and a Brandon White?
Yeah, I'm getting Hollis right now.
Okay,
And White is on,
Quarantine.
yes.
White is quarantined, Judge Fox.
so what does that mean? I can't do his at all?
Well, he's in a completely different area. I would have to go over there. Like,
Okay.
he's not here in medical. And
Is
also,
he the only one that's in quarantine?
and a Bobby Johnson.
Bobby Johnson's in quarantine too?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm getting Hollis right now.
okay.
Judge Fox,
Yes,
Mr. White is in a housing unit where it's actually quarantined. They put him in there to be quarantined.
okay, I've dismissed his charge.
Huh? That's the one you
I've
did.
dis-
Okay,
Yeah, that's the one I dismissed, so,
so we have to wait until he gets better anyway. Right now, he has to be seen by the doctor.
okay.
All right, Judge, I got Hollis.
Okay, Ryan Hollis.
Hold on one second. Let me put on the video.
All right, good afternoon, sir. You're Mr. Hollis?
Take your thing off, Social Security.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you are charged with a speeding violation. Your bond is $1,000. Tinted window violation, $500 bond. Violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, $5,000 bond. Violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, another $5,000 bond. Possession of a weapon during a crime, $10,000 bond. Use or possession of drug-related objects, a $1,000 bond. And a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
I'm not sure what that means.
Okay, I will read the charges to you, sir. It says that you did operate a 2016 Chevy Impala bearing Georgia tag. It has a tag number on Georgia roadway 75 North. You're driving at a high rate of speed and clocked using the officer's county issued radar. The offender was clocked at 81 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. Contact was made with the driver in which the officer noticed the vehicle had very dark windows. He used his Enforcer 2 tint meter and it returned 4% on the front windows. The officer also detected a strong odor of marijuana coming from inside the vehicle. A search conducted of the vehicle found a total of approximately 157 grams of suspected marijuana was located in the front seat on the passenger floorboard and also inside of a box behind the passenger seat. The green leafy substance suspected to be marijuana was vacuum sealed, packaged in Ziploc bags inside of a box and coffee container with air fresheners. Also inside of the center console was a 9mm Taurus. It has a serial number TKP 33334 within arm's reach of the offender. Furthermore, the offender was the sole occupant of the vehicle. The offender used a tin coffee container to conceal the odor of the marijuana and treat it as an object to transport it. Sir, do you believe you will be able to post your bond?
How much is it?
$22,500.
So is that like $2,000?
All right, and sir, your preliminary hearing is going to be set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Great.
All right, Judge. What's up?
I was asking, what's the bond?
All right, who you all have next? What's your name, sir? Oh, actually, they need to unmute. Okay,
Judge Fox, I'm sorry. This is
that's okay.
from June 5th. We're gonna start from the top on June 5th.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
John Bernard.
John Bernard. All right, hold on.
And then next after Mr. Bernard will be Deshaun Benton.
Okay. You know, I got all this paperwork over here, so
Am I clear?
let me get a little organized.
Ma'am, take
You
your time.
said you are John Bernard. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you are charged with theft by conversion. Your bond is $2,000. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
I don't need them read to me. It's okay.
Speak a little louder.
No, ma'am, it's okay. You can read them to me. Yes, ma'am.
All right, it says that you are accused of having lawfully obtained another's property, $700 in cash, and did knowingly convert the property to your own use in violation of the agreement as to the disposition of said property having a value of $1,500 or less. You charge the victim, Nadira Casey, $700 for moving services. The services were not completed and the money was not returned to the victim. And this happened October 18th, 2018. Sir, do you believe you will be able to post your $2,000 bond?
Yes.
All right.
That will be the 15th.
And
I'm sorry.
the bond is $2,000. Also, sir, you can have a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing and expedite your case to state court.
Right, so that means I can bond out and then go to court?
Yes.
Okay.
Either way, you want to waive it?
Yes, I want to waive it.
All right, and then you'll get your next court date in the mail. Thank you, sir.
At a $2,000 bond?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Come on, Mr. Bernard, go on the slide, come on.
All right, and then I have Deshaun Benton. And after Mr. Benton will be
Orlando Crafton.
Yes, Crafton. All right. Good afternoon, sir. You are charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $1,500. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while on bond, and also to have no violent or harassing contact with Stephanie Zamore. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you, sir?
You can read it.
It says you intentionally caused damage to another's property without the consent and the damage was less than $500. When you slammed Stephanie Zamore's 2017 Black Windows laptop 15-inch on the floor, causing damage to the screen during an argument. The value was less than $1,500 and occurred in Clayton County. Do you believe you can post your bond, sir? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Sir, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, come on, go stand right over next to the deputy. Come on, next is
All
Mr.
right, Orlando Crafton, and then next will be
Tavon Cummings. Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Crafton. You are charged with forgery in the 3rd degree. Your bond is $7,500. Driving on a suspended or revoked license, your bond is $1,500. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
You can read them to me.
All right, the warrant indicates that you willfully and intentionally delivered the fraudulent check.
No.
It has the account number, check number 6698. The victim was John Fugis Jr. The check was $4,700. You cashed the check at Regions Bank located at 6145 Jonesboro Road in Morrow. You also admitted that you drove the vehicle to the location while your driver's license was suspended for failure to appear in 2013. Do you believe you'll be able to post your bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then your preliminary hearing is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Mr.
Tavon Cummings, and after Mr. Cummings will be Davion Fair.
Ma'am, take that up so she can hear you.
All right, Mr. Cummings, good afternoon. You are charged with no license. Your bond is $1,000. Giving false name, address, and date of birth. Your bond is $1,500. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Read them to me.
Okay, it indicates that you committed on June 4th that you committed the offense of driving while unlicensed when you were in physical control of a blue in color 2019 Kia Soul, has a tag number, and entered a road safety checkpoint located at College Street and Robin Lane, Forest Park. Upon making contact with the driver, the officer asked for your driver's license and you said you did not have it. The officer asked your name and date of birth. You stated Jakari Lawson, date of birth, March 11th, 2003. Officer ran GCIC, NCIC, and came back with no license. After getting to the jail and being fingerprinted, was determined your real name is Tavon Charles Cumming, date of birth, March 11th, 2000. Do you believe you will be able to post your $2,500 bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Your preliminary hearing would be set for July 14th, or you can waive that hearing to expedite your case to state court. Would you like to waive your hearing?
My hearing? Yes.
Okay,
Preliminary.
all right. I will indicate that you wish to waive it. Thank you, sir.
Step on. Next, come down, sir.
Travion Fair,
Yes, ma'am.
and then next will be
Mr. Meyer Nolan or Nolan Meyer.
Stanley Matthews.
You have Matthews next?
I have Matthews next.
Okay, that's fine. That's Mr. Fair.
Davion Rush.
No. She's talking about that thing. Yeah.
All right, hold on. All right, Mr. Fair, you are charged with battery, family violence. Your bond is $3,000. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with DeMille Barlow. Also, not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
Can you explain? I'm sorry, this is my first time in this position.
All right. It says on June 4th, during a domestic disturbance, you did bite DeMille Barlow, the victim, on the right shoulder and arm. The offender is the son of Barlow and left visible injuries on Barlow, and this happened in Clayton County. Do you believe you will be able to post your $3,000 bond, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right. And sir, you can have a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing to expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive that hearing?
I'm sorry, I really have no.
All right. I will set it for July 14th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Come on, Mr. Fair. Next is Stanley Matthews. Go inside and put your hands behind your back. And then after Mr. Matthews, do you have Omar Nolan Meyer?
Yes.
Okay.
I have. All right. Mr. Matthews, good afternoon. You are charged with violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Your bond is $7,500. Use or possession of drug-related objects. Your bond is $1,500. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
I waive.
All right, sir, do you believe you can post your bond?
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell me what the bond is again?
The total amount is $9,000 for both charges. And sir, your preliminary hearing is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Next, we have Mr. Nolan, and then after Mr. Nolan will be Justin Patton.
Yes. Yes.
Y'all know how to get that down, you want?
Yeah.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Mr. Nolan, you are charged with theft by deception, a $2,000 bond. The next three charges are felonies. You have no bond on those charges because you are on probation out of Fulton County Superior Court, case number 19 SC 1666327. The three felonies are identity fraud, conspiracy to commit a crime, and racketeer, RICO, racketeer influenced and corrupt organizations. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Can you read it to me? Because
All right.
I'm so confused in this situation. I didn't do anything.
All right, sir, for the theft by deception, it indicates on September 6th of 2019 at 4140 Moreland Avenue in Conley, that you committed the offense of theft by deception by obtaining property, funds in the amount of $839.07 by deceitful means. The accused presented fraudulent check number 29845 drawn on SunTrust business account belonging to the victim, account ending number 0070, with the intention of depriving the lawful owner of said property victim a business dependable metal recovery. Said property being worth $1,500 or less at $839.07, with the intent to deprive said owner of said property. The check was endorsed with signature and driver's license. The victim is a business located in Clayton County.
It's false. I don't come.
For the conspiracy charge, says on September 6, 2019 at 4140.
That first one was false. I don't even.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. This is not a hearing. I'm just letting you know what your charges are and what your bond amount is. You'll be able to speak with your attorney about the case. For the conspiracy to commit, it says in concert with another to conspire to commit a theft by deception and identity fraud, did commit said overt acts to effect the conspiracy. The accused obtained from the co-perpetrators, Jalen Tyrell Anderson, Sasha Delandria Hall, Fatima Sabah Bostic, Sarah Kathy Miller, Jessica May Powell, Timothy Bernard Thomas, Bria Nicole Smith, Andrea Sterling DeGray, Marcus Fernando Wright, Ashley Nicole Perry, Sonia Alicia Ponder, Aisha Sandrika Ponder, Curtis Earl Epps, Millie Shante Brown, Tobias Calvin Strong, the victim's banking information to commit fraud for financial gain. The victim gave no consent or had knowledge that the banking account was used by the accused or the co-perpetrators. All right.
I got my own business. Do nothing like that.
All right, sir, for the financial identity fraud, September 6, 2019 at 4140 Moreland Avenue, said accused did without the authorization or permission of a victim, a business dependable metal recovery with the intent to unlawfully appropriate financial resources of the victim to his or her own use, to the use of a third party by obtaining or recording identifying information which would assist in assessing the financial resources of the victim or access or attempt to access the financial resources of the victim through the use of identifying information, the victim's business account with SunTrust Bank, the account number, routing number, business name, and the signature endorsement belonging to victim Lindsay Halsey. The information was noted and presented on multiple fraudulently made checks. The accused then cashed, leaving the victim with financial exposure. The information was used without consent or knowledge by the victim for the sole purpose to take funds away from the victim for the benefit of the accused. All right, and then for the violation of the Georgia RICO Act on September 6, 2019 at 4140 Moreland Avenue in Conley, let's see.
Put your hands down.
I think it repeats the same for the charges, the same that I just read for the theft by deception, the identification fraud, and the conspiracy to commit a felony. Has the same information for that RICO charge. And sir, your preliminary hearing is going to be set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Come on, sir, step up.
All right, Justin Patton, and then next will be Davion Rush.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, sir. You are charged with forgery in the 3rd degree. Your bond is $7,500. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you're out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
You can read them.
Space the
It
wall.
says you intentionally willfully possess fraudulent check, account number 0003317-989, check number 6698, cash the check at Regions Bank, located at 6145 Jonesboro Road in Morrow, Clayton County. The victim was John Burgess Jr. The check was $4,700. Do you believe you will be able to post your bond amount, sir?
Yes.
All right. And sir, your preliminary hearing is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Come on, Mr. Patton. Come on, Mr. Rush, step up.
All right. And after Mr. Rush will be Charles Stewart.
Stewart, yes, ma'am. And then Roosevelt Thomas?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rush, you are charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $1,500. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you're out on bond. Also to have no violent or harassing contact with Robert Bourdain. Do you understand that, sir?
I ain't got nobody to bail me out, though. That's the thing.
All right. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Stand up, stand up.
I can't get out.
All right. Do you want the charges read to you or do you waive the formal reading of your charges?
Wait.
All right. And sir, you can have a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing to state court to expedite your case to state court if you would like to resolve your case.
I don't know. I can't get out, man.
Do you want to waive that hearing?
I don't know how I'm gonna get out, though.
All right. So, sir, I'm going to set your hearing for July 14th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Put him in the cell.
I can't get out.
All right, Charles Stewart, and after Mr. Stewart will be Roosevelt Thomas.
Put your hands on me. Side to slide request.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Stewart. You are charged with disorderly conduct.
I'm clear.
Your bond is $1,500. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want the charges read to you?
Read them to me because I'm not familiar with it.
All right, sir, it says on June 4th, 2020, at approximately 12:40, Officer Robinson was dispatched to the South Terminal Parkway. When he arrived on the scene, he was met by the suspect, Mr. Charles Stewart, that stated he wanted to fly out and he was angry. The officer attempted to assist Mr. Stewart by asking him what he needed to make that happen because Delta Airlines did not want to service his needs. Mr. Stewart starts to yell profanities and threaten the officer and other officers by hollering, "I will F you up." The officer tried to calm Mr. Stewart and get him a taxi, but he continued to threaten the officer. Mr. Stewart was then put under arrest without incident with the charge of disorderly conduct and transported to the Clayton County Jail. Do you believe you will be able to post your $1,500 bond, sir?
1,500
Yes, sir.
cash, $1,500. Is that
Cash, commercial, or a property bond. Sir, your preliminary hearing is set for July 14th, or you can waive that hearing if you want to expedite your case to state
Percent of the bond, instead of 15.
court. Do you want to waive that hearing? Do you want to waive your preliminary hearing, sir?
Yes, I'm gonna bail out of here.
All right, thank you, sir.
Come down, sir.
All right, Roosevelt Thomas, and after Mr. Thomas will be Zakari Wilkins. Oh, it says Zakari Wilkins has already posted bond, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then it would be Kelly Williams after Mr. Thomas. All right, Mr. Thomas, you are charged with use or possession of drug-related objects. You have a $1,000 signature bond. You do have a special condition on your bond not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Since I'm giving you a signature bond, you will have to sign a waiver of your preliminary hearing,
Yes, ma'am.
and you will get your next court date in the mail.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good to officer right here.
Yes. Whichever one they tell you to go with. Kelly Ray Williams. And then after Mr. Williams will be Anthony. Well, is Anthony Wilson bonded out also? Anthony Wilson. Did he already bond out? Kelly Ray Williams.
They're out on bond. They're out on bond.
And then Anthony Wilson is out on bond too?
Yes.
All right, so Kelly Williams and Anthony Wilson are out on bond.
Yes.
All right. I think that's everybody for the 5th.
Yes.
All right. And I have Leroy Atwater.
No. Oh, I don't have one? No.
Are you Mr. Atwater?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, sir. You are charged with theft by taking. Your bond is $2,000. Sir, you have a special condition not to violate any any laws while you are out on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, sir. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
I left from the rear too.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Pull it down, your mask. Pull it down. No. Like this, so she can hear you. All right, listen to the judge.
Can you all hear me at the jail?
We can now. You had froze for a minute.
Okay. We're coming back. All right, sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
I want to read it to me.
All right, sir, it indicates on May 13th, 2020 at 5341 Madison Street in Forest Park, you did commit the offense of theft by taking a white bicycle valued at $200 from the backyard of 5341 Madison Street without the owner, Charlie Weston's permission. Sir, do you believe you can post your $2,000 bond?
No, that's not today, ma'am.
All right. And sir, you can have a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing if you want to expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive your hearing, sir?
No, I don't want to waive a hearing.
All right, sir, it will be set for July 14th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Put your mask back on, sir. Step this way.
All right, next I have Walter August.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good, sir. And then after Mr. August will be Shenard Collins. Sir, you are charged with improper turn signal, violation, a $500 bond, violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, a $5,000 bond. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Can you read them to me, man?
Right, sir, it says on June 5th at 3000 Black Forest Parkway in Forest Park, you were traveling eastbound. The vehicle that said offender was operating made a lane change without signaling. The vehicle was searched due to odor of marijuana coming from inside of it. 8 blue and pink tablets were located, tested positive for amphetamines and weighed 2.5 grams. Said offender claimed the MDMA as his. Sir, do you believe that you can post your bond to $5,500?
$5,500.
Yes, that's for both charges. It's $5,500.
What do you mean post bond? What you mean by that, man?
Make bond.
All right.
All right, sir. Your preliminary hearing is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Step this way. Put your mask on.
All right, Shenard Collins, and after Mr. Collins will be Jeremy Cunningham. All right, good afternoon, Mr. Collins. You are charged with carrying a concealed weapon, a $5,000 bond. You have some felony charges. You do not have a bond set on those because you're on 4 years probation out of DeKalb County Superior Court, case number 19 CR 2137. Possession of a firearm during a weapon, no bond. Pointing a gun or pistol at another, $5,000 bond. Battery, no bond. 2 counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, no bond. Theft by taking $2,000, false imprisonment, no bond. Possession of a firearm by a felon, no bond. Sir, you have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Alexis Mims. Also not to violate any laws while you are on bond. If you get a bond and are released on bond. Do you understand that, sir? All right. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
You can read it to me.
All right. Sir, it indicates on June 5th of 2020 at 241 Falcon Drive, you did commit the offenses of possession of a firearm during a crime, possession of a firearm by a felon, pointing a firearm at another, battery, theft by taking and false imprisonment when you pointed a .40 caliber semi-automatic weapon at your girlfriend Alexis Mims in her room, number 248 at the Economy Hotel, located at 241 Falcon Drive. Said offender threatened to shoot her in the hotel room during the night of June 4th through June 5th, and again on the morning of June 5th. Said offender took $300 from the wallet belonging to Ms. Mims. The offender refused to allow Ms. Mims to leave the hotel room during the night by threat and force. Said offender struck Ms. Mims in the face with an open hand, causing swelling and bruising to the right side of her face. The offender did commit the offenses of VGCSA marijuana and VGCSA cocaine when he was detained by police and found to be in possession of 2 packets containing crack cocaine Total weight 1.6 grams, and 3 packets containing a green leafy substance suspected to be marijuana, packaged in 1 gram bags weighing a total of 197.1 grams. All right. And sir, your preliminary hearing is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir. Jeremy Cunningham, and after Mr. Cunningham will be Davion Dix. All right. Good afternoon, sir. You are charged with DUI, alcohol less safe. Your bond is $5,000. Hit and run, a $2,000 bond. Following too close, $500. And pointing a gun or pistol at another, $5,000 bond. And an open container violation, a $500 bond. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
I want them read to me.
All right. Sir, on June 5th, 2020, at Windward Lane and Stormy Lane in Jonesboro, you did operate a motor vehicle on a public road and did follow too closely, striking a motor vehicle in the rear. After hitting the other motorist, the offender fled the scene without providing information to the other driver. Upon locating the driver, he was pointing a pistol at the victim of the hit and run accident. The officer took the offender in custody and noted a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. Could barely stand, speech was slurred. The officer spoke to the victim, Timothy Dunn, and stated the offender pointed the gun at him while asking why he was being followed. A search of the vehicle incident to arrest revealed an open bottle of vodka in the console. All right. Sir, let me hold on.
Put your hands down.
Do you believe you will be able to post your bond on these charges, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You would have a preliminary hearing scheduled here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing to expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive the hearing?
No.
All right. It will be set for July 14th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Come over here, Mr. Cunningham. Next is Mr. Dix, right, ma'am?
Yes, Davion Dix.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
after Mr. Dix will be Shadozi Felix. All right, Mr. Dix, you are charged with battery, family violence. Your bond is $5,000. Cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Your bond is $2,000. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Delicia Washington, not to return to or go upon the premises located at 5530 D1 Old Dixie Road in Forest Park, not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. If you have any personal belongings at that location, you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff's office to get an escort to go back to the property one time to get your belongings.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you, sir?
I waive the reading, ma'am.
All right. Do you think that you will be able to post your $7,000 bond?
It's a possibility. I can
Okay.
immediately if it was like 6 or 5, but I probably
All right.
have a phone call.
Well, it's 7 right now. Sir, you would have a preliminary hearing scheduled here in Magistrate Court on July 14th,
Yes.
or you can waive that hearing to expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive the hearing, or do you want to have the hearing in Magistrate Court on July 14th?
If I were to bond out, it would.
If you bond out, it's automatically waived and you get your next court date in the mail.
Okay, let's waive it, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome very much, ma'am.
All right. Then we have Mr. Felix, Shadozi Felix, and then after Mr. Felix will be Shaquille Ford. All right. Good afternoon, sir. You are charged with giving a false name, address, or date of birth. Your bond is $2,000. You're charged with DUI less safe. Your bond is $2,500. Failure to maintain lane, $500 bond. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you, sir?
I waive it.
All right, sir, do you believe you can post your bond on these charges?
Ma'am, actually, I already posted bond.
Okay,
Yeah, but I have a hold on me by Indiana, which I'm trying to get that figured out right now. See what's going.
okay. Do you want to have a preliminary hearing on July 14th, or do you want to waive that hearing and expedite your case to state court?
I would like to waive it. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we will waive it. Thank you, sir.
Next is Mr. Ford.
Yep, Shaquille Ford, and after Mr. Ford will be Corey Gibson. All right. All right, Mr. Ford, you are charged with criminal trespass, a $2,000 bond, giving a false name, address, or date of birth, a $2,000 bond. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you're out on bond. Also to have no violence or harassing contact with Tanyelle Ford. Do you understand that, sir?
No contact with Tanya.
You can have contact. It cannot be of a violent or harassing nature.
Okay, so say it again.
You can have contact with Ms. Ford, but it cannot be of a violent or harassing nature.
Okay.
Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
Yes, I'll waive.
All right. Do you think you can post your $4,000 bond?
Yes.
And for your preliminary hearing, it would be set for July 14th, or do you want to waive that hearing and expedite your case to state court?
So I'll waive it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Next is gonna be Corey Gibson.
Yep, Corey Gibson, and after Mr. Gibson, Brandon Knight.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Gibson. You are charged with driving on a suspended or revoked license. Your bond is $1,500. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you're out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
I'll waive the rights, ma'am.
All right. And sir, do you believe you can post your bond on these charges?
So, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And sir, you can have a preliminary hearing on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing and expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive that hearing, sir? I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir. We'll waive that hearing.
Next is Brandon Knight.
Right. And after Mr. Knight will be Trevon Meek.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
You are charged with simple assault, family violence. Your bond is $3,000 on that charge. And simple battery, your bond is $4,000. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Shonda Wilkins, not to return to or go upon the premises located at 1265 Candler Court in Morrow. If you have any personal belongings, you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff's office, and you'll get an escort to go back one time to get your belongings. You also have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
I waive the formal reading.
All right. And for your $7,000 bond, do you believe you can post that, sir?
Yes.
All right. And sir, you can have a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing and expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive that hearing?
Yeah, I'll waive and expedite to the state court.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Michael Meeks.
Trayvon Meek, and then Michael Meeks.
Meek.
Do you have a Trayvon Meek?
Yes, it's Trayvon Meek. He's coming, man.
Okay. And then the Michael Meeks.
This is Trayvon Meek right here, man.
Okay, Trayvon Meek. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, you are charged with obstructing or hindering an officer. Your bond is $1,500. You're also charged with reckless driving. Your bond is $1,500. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you, sir?
You can read them to me.
All right. Hold on a moment. Sir, for the obstruction of an officer, the warrant indicates on March 16, 2020 at Kendrick Road and Attleboro Drive in Jonesboro, you did knowingly and willfully obstruct and hinder Officer Sutton, a law enforcement officer, in the lawful discharge of her official duties by speeding away during her investigation of a pre-planned road safety check before being released. And for the reckless driving on March 16th, 2020 at Kendrick Road and Attleboro Drive in Jonesboro, you did commit the offense of reckless driving by at 16:35 hours, did operate a blue 2012 Dodge Challenger CLB 7288 in reckless disregard for the safety of persons or properties by speeding through a pre-planned road safety check at a high rate of speed while Officer Sutton and other officers were standing in the roadway conducting the road safety check. Do you believe you will be able to post your bond on these charges, sir?
Excuse me, Your Honor. Could you let me know my bond one more time?
It's $3,000 for both charges, $1,500 each.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
You think you can post that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And sir, you would have, you can have a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing to expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive that hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir. They will have you sign a waiver.
Next is Michael Meeks.
Michael Meeks,
Yes.
and then it'll be Dennis Murphy.
Yes, ma'am. Take your place in this office, so she can hear you.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Meeks, you are charged with the possession of a firearm by a felon. Sir, you have no bond set on that charge because you're on 14 years probation in Henry County Superior Court. Case number 12 CR 00184. Possession of a weapon during a crime, no bond. Use or possession of drug-related objects, a $1,000 bond. Improper lane change, a $500 bond. Reckless driving, a $1,500 bond. And trafficking in methamphetamine or amphetamines. You also have no bond on that charge. And with the trafficking charge, you will have a bond set before a Superior Court judge. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you, sir?
I waive them.
Okay. And sir, your preliminary hearing will be set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. And your bond hearing will be July 17th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Dennis Murphy, and after Mr. Murphy will be Edward Pence. All right, Mr. Murphy, you're charged with driving with no license. Your bond is $1,000. Failure to yield the right of way when entering a roadway, your bond is $500. Driving under the influence, your bond is $5,000. child endangerment by DUI, your bond is $2,000. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yeah, so how much is it all together?
Now, let me see, 5, 6, 8, $8,500.
Oh,
Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or would you like them read to you, sir?
I guess I'll wait because I'm not from her. I'll wait.
Okay. And sir, you can have a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing and expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive that hearing?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. And they will have you sign a waiver.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Next is Edward Pence, Judge Fox.
Yes, Edward Pence. And then after Mr. Pence will be Isaiah Sneed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Pence, you are charged. Good afternoon, sir. You are charged with simple battery. Your bond is $4,000. You're charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $1,000. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you're on bond. Also, to have no violence or harassing contact with Robert Clark. Do you understand that, sir? All right. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
No, that's fine.
All right. Do you believe you can post your bond?
Probably not.
All right. Sir, you can have a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing if you want to expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive that hearing, sir?
That means it comes up quicker, or?
Yeah, you'd get a court date probably in about 2 weeks in state court.
Okay.
All right, so they'll have you sign a waiver. Thank you, sir. Isaiah Sneed, and then after Mr. Sneed will be Marcellus Stafford.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Sneed. You are charged with criminal damage in the 2nd degree. Your bond is $2,000. And cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Your bond on that charge is $2,000. You have a special condition not to return to or go upon the premises located at 240 Flint River Road, apartment F7 in Jonesboro. Also, not to violate any laws while you're out on bond, and to have no violence or harassing contact with Ashley Jordan. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you, sir?
Can you read them to me, please?
All right. Yes. All right. It indicates on May 14th, 2020 at 240 Flint River Road, apartment F7 in Jonesboro, you did commit the offense of cruelty to children by having knowledge that a child under the age of 18 is present and sees or hears the act of the accused, did commit an act of family violence against Ashley Jordan when you kicked the front door off the hinges. Said accused committed this act of family violence while Davion Jordan, Omega Sneed, Isaiah Sneed, and Amani Sneed were present in the residence.
Okay.
And for the criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree, on May 14, 2020 at 240 Flint River Road, apartment F7 in Jonesboro, did commit the offense of criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree when you damaged the property of Ashley Jordan, the front door, without said owner's consent by kicking the door off the hinges and also damaging the frame, said damage exceeding $500. All right. Hold on. And that is a felony charge. So, do you believe you'll be able to post your bond, sir?
Hopefully, most likely I will.
All right. And your preliminary hearing is set for July 13th.
Yes, ma'am.
At 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Come on, Mr. Smith. Go stay right there. Just lie. Next is Mr. Marcellus Stafford.
All right, Mr. Stafford, and after Mr. Stafford is Christopher Thomas.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Stafford. You are charged with possession of marijuana, 1 ounce or less. You have a $1,500 signature bond. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Do you understand that, sir? All right, and sir, since I'm giving you a signature bond, I'll need for you to sign a waiver of your preliminary hearing, and you'll get your next court date in the mail.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Christopher Thomas, and after Mr. Thomas will be Jose Trujillo.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Thomas, good afternoon. Sir, you are charged with battery, family violence, a $4,000 bond, aggravated assault by strangulation, a $10,000 bond, and false imprisonment, a $6,000 bond. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with neither Elliott, also not to return to or go upon the premises located at 1103 Garden Lake Drive in Riverdale. If you have any personal belongings at that location, you can contact the sheriff's office upon your release, schedule an appointment to get an escort to take you back to that property one time. You also have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am. How much will my bond be altogether, Judge?
For all 3 charges, it is $20,000. Do you believe you'll be able to post that, sir?
If I contact my family, yes, ma'am. If I can get in contact with my family, they have the money.
Okay. Let the deputies know they should allow you to make a phone call. And sir, for your preliminary hearing, it is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Jose Trujillo, and then next will be Robert Varner.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Trujillo, pull the face mask down.
All right, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Sir, you're charged with driving under the influence, a $5,000 bond, an open container violation, a $500 bond. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you, sir?
I understand.
Okay, I'm gonna read you your charges, so I wanna make sure you understand what you're charged with. Says you did commit the offense of driving under the influence in open container when you were unconscious while in physical control of a black 2015 GMC Sierra tag RLV 7599. The offender admitting to drinking a 6-pack of Budweiser.
I wasn't driving, ma'am. I was
12 fluid ounces per can prior to operating a motor vehicle. The officer could smell the odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from his person, and he refused field sobriety testing. The offender also had glassy eyes and was unsteady on his feet. An open container of Budweiser was located in the passenger seat. The above offenses occurred in Clayton County. Any defense that you have, you'll have to speak with your attorney. I've appointed a court-appointed attorney to represent you. Sir, do you believe you can post your bond on these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And sir, you can have a preliminary hearing scheduled here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing if you want to expedite your case to state court. Do you want to waive that hearing, sir?
I don't understand what's waived.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and set it, and then you can speak with your attorney about whether or not you want to waive it. And if you bond out, it's automatically waived, and you'll get your next court date in the mail. So I'm going to set it for 8 o'clock on July 14th in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir. All right, Robert Varner, and after Mr. Varner will be Chad Whitman.
I'm sorry, who did you say was after Mr. Varner?
Chad Whitman.
No, ma'am, we don't have a Chad Whitman. I don't even have that name on the list.
I had two people that were added on, Chad Whitman and Sheldon Wilbur.
We didn't even get any forms.
Yeah, we didn't get any forms or any information about the two add-ons. So the last one we have after Mr. Varner is the fugitive.
Let me give you Mr. Whitman's, and it has an LE number on this warrant.
Okay.
The LE number is 0835736.
And what was the other name you said?
Sheldon Wilbur. It has his LE number as 1241976.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're Mr. Varner?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, sir. You are charged with pointing a pistol or gun at another. Your bond is $10,000. And possession of a firearm by a felon. Your bond is $10,000 on that charge for a total of $20,000. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Alyssa Varner, and also not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yeah, ma'am.
All right, do you think you can post your bond, sir?
Ma'am, I'm gonna try to call and see if I post.
All right. And sir, your preliminary hearing is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201.
201.
Yes, July 13th. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Next is the fugitive, ma'am.
All right.
Subinthong.
All right. Sugaron Subinthong. Good afternoon, sir. All right, in just a moment. All right, sir, you have been charged with being a fugitive from justice. You do not have any charges pending here against you in Clayton County. Let's see. Indicates that you have an outstanding warrant for your arrest out of New London, Connecticut. It has a warrant number. Looks like MV04-662374-S. The warrant date is December 8th of 2010. Says you were located in the passenger seat of a 2000 Toyota 4Runner on Jonesboro Road and Harper Drive. The warrant was confirmed by probation, and New London was contacted and indicated that they wish to extradite. So, sir, you have the option of voluntarily returning back to Connecticut or in waiving your extradition hearing, or you can have an extradition hearing to contest the extradition. You would not be able to contest your innocence or guilt since your case is in Connecticut, but you could contest 4 things here. 1, whether the extradition documents are in order on their face. 2, whether you are charged with a crime that actually exists in the demanding state of Connecticut. 3, whether you are the person named in the request for extradition. And 4, whether you are in fact a fugitive from justice. Since you are wanted by another jurisdiction, you do not have a bond here in Clayton County. If you voluntarily return, if you waive extradition and voluntarily return back to Connecticut, they will have 10 business days to come pick you up. If they don't pick you up within 10 business days, we will release you from our jail. If you want to contest the extradition, I will appoint an attorney to represent you. If we're unable to extradite you within 30 days, you will be committed to our jail for an additional 60 days awaiting your extradition. If your extradition is not completed in 90 days, then you will be released. So you should have a hearing scheduled within 90 days if you want to have an extradition hearing. So do you want to voluntarily return back to Connecticut, sir?
Voluntary, so they got 10 days to pick it up.
Yes. So because it's the weekend, it's 10 business days. So it won't start until Monday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So they will have some waiver forms for you to sign. And then, like I said, Connecticut will have 10 business days to come pick you up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Judge Fox, if you could just stand by one moment, we're gonna get those 2 add-ons.
Okay. Thank you. And if I would have known that you all didn't know, I would have given you those names in the beginning. I'll make sure to double check if there's add-ons that y'all have that information.
Yes,
They didn't pick me up last night.
Now, what about Bobby Johnson? That's the last person, but they're in quarantine. So how are you all doing their first appearances?
They have to be clear about medical first, ma'am, and then they'll just be put back on the first appearance list.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they've been clear about medical yet. I think he just recently came in.
Okay.
Judge Fox, I'm just gonna mute it one moment, okay? I'll be back.
No problem. I'm here.
Judge Fox?
Yes, I'm here.
I believe Mr. Whitman is coming through. You want him to still fill out an attorney form, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so then we just gotta stand by a little longer. I'm waiting on Mr. Wilbur, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Judge Fox?
Yes, I'm here.
Mr. Chad Whitman is at the podium if you want to handle him while Mr. Wilbur Davis is doing his paperwork.
All right, Mr. Whitman. All right. Good afternoon, sir. You are charged with theft by deception. Your bond is $2,000. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
I guess if you can tell me exactly what it was.
Okay, for the theft by deception, it says on January 6th of 2020 at 5809 North Lake Drive in Morrow, you committed the offense of theft by deception when you obtained property, a $400 via Cash App by deceitful means by advertising an apartment for rent that you did not own. And after receiving the security deposit, did not make any further contact with the victim, Deja Webster. When Ms. Webster requested the money back, you did not give the money back and acted with the intention of depriving the lawful owner of said property, Deja Webster. Do you believe that you will be able to post your $2,000 bond, sir?
Is it a cash bond or will I be able to do?
You can post cash or you can go through a bonding company or a property bond.
I should be able to do the bond.
All right, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You have the option of having a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court on July 14th, or you can waive that hearing and expedite your case to state court, where you would have a hearing probably in about a couple of weeks. Do you want to waive the hearing on July 14th to expedite your case to state court, or do you want to have the hearing?
I guess let's have the hearing.
All right, so it will be July 14th at 8 in courtroom 201. If you bond out, a hearing will automatically be waived and you'll get your next court date in the mail. So it will be July 14th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, next is gonna be Mr. Wilbur Davis.
All right.
Take your place, Mr.
All right, you, Mr. Wilbur?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, sir. You are charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. You have a special condition not to violate any laws if you are released on bond, but you do not have a bond set at this time, indicates you are on 2 years probation out of Clayton County Superior Court. So this court is not authorized to give you a bond while you are on active probation. Sir, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You have a preliminary hearing. It is set for July 13th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you, sir? Okay, it indicates on March 7th, 2020 at 4820 Burks Road in Forest Park, you did commit the offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon after having been convicted of a felony charge knowingly, intentionally, and unlawfully possessing a firearm after having been convicted of the felony charge of robbery on January 31st, 2011, robbery and aggravated assault on March 5th, 2019. All right, and let me see. All right. So like I said, you have a court-appointed attorney and your preliminary hearing is July 13th at 8 in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
All right. Pull your mask back up. What's the last slide behind Mr. Whitman?
That's everybody I have except for the Mr. Johnson who is in quarantine. Is that all you all have?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. See you all tomorrow. Have a good day.
All right, Judge.
Bye.
Bye.